Welcome to Surrey, British Columbia, where the Richmond Ravens have made the trip out for a league game against the Surrey Falcons. In that today, we have Amadei filling in for an injured Babcock. Up in front, we have McDonald, Hernandez, Miguel, Sear, and I think it's Nishi back on the blue line. Falcons win the face-off. They're going to bring it back in their own zone. They're being chased by the Ravens with a little bit of a toe drag. They try to retreat in behind their net. Now back end up the wall on the near side. Ravens step up on that. McDonald with a shot on goal. Rebound comes through the blue paint and out the back side, near side. Ravens. Hernandez puts pressure on the Falcons in behind their own net. Now goes over to the far side. Miguel comes in to interrupt the play, and now it comes up the far side. Ravens hold it in. Sear jumped on the blue line. Now the Falcons have it. They're working on their breakout as the Ravens are on a change. Puck comes up into the neutral zone on the near side. The Falcons fire it down as they go for their first change of the game. Play over to the far side. Falcons with some speed come in and pull it off of the Ravens defender, and now they bring it around the near side. It comes back out towards the blue line, and now the Falcons walking in, put it into the slot, gets into the feet of the Ravens, and now the Ravens coming back out with it. The Ravens working their way in, and they fire it in from the outside, and now coming in behind the net is Tran. She gets control of it and now puts it right out front. It gets back to the blue line, and from the blue line, a shot blocked. And Macy retreats back in the neutral zone to pick it up. Macy with it on her stick. She puts it over to the defensive partner, David, now back off the wall for Sear. Sear with a shot towards the net. It comes off of a stick and to the near side. Now a battle in behind the net. Tran and Sear battling to get it out. Tran comes out with it. Tran spins off one of the Falcons and carries it to the corner. Now she goes back to the blue line for David. David with a shot. Right on. Gloved by the goaltender who holds on to that one. Face-off will be to the right side of the goaltender, deep in the Falcon zone. Up to take the face-off is Miguel. She's got Wing and Basquette with her. We got Macy and David still at the blue line. Falcons win that one. They're going to put it around behind their net and over to the near side. They try to go up the middle with it. It's going to be held by Macy. She comes off the wall and puts it down in behind the Falcons net. In to play that is Miguel. She puts it up the wall. Pinching on the play is David. David has 3 Falcons on her. The Falcons come out with it and bring it around into behind their own net and up the half wall. They get it as far as their blue line before they get turned back by the Ravens forwards, and now they get it out to the neutral zone where it gets through David and now into the Ravens end. Walking in, they're going to walk to the middle, and now a shot saved by Amadei. Play comes around to the near side. The Falcons give chase as the puck comes on the half wall. They work their way into the shooting position. Now the Ravens stripping the puck. A good move there, and now the Ravens working their way up the far side. Ravens with a pass to the middle, and now back to the slot as the puck works its way into the Falcon zone. Now the Falcons get it off the wall and out as Nishi is unable to hold the zone. Puck goes around the zone and takes a funny hop off the wall, so Tran has to go back and pick it up. Tran working her way through the neutral zone. Now she's going to bob and weave her way into the corner here. From the corner with some speed behind the net, up to the half wall. Red there by the Falcons. But David steps up to get control of it. It comes back to David, and she walks the blue line and puts it into the corner on the near side. Now tipped off the wall. It's going to come up into the neutral zone as the Falcons give chase. Falcons taking it into the Ravens zone. There's shot towards the net. It goes wide on the short side. And Tran gets it on the backhand, and now the Ravens, I think that was the McDonald that chipped it off the backhand to put it in the Falcon zone. Falcons with some speed coming around, and now the Ravens slow them down as they retreat back in their own zone. Pass across the zone and into the neutral zone. The Ravens pick that up, and now they bring it back into the neutral zone on the far side. Falcons with a little bit of speed, chip it into the Ravens zone. Ravens get control of it. They backhand it back out of harm's way, and now the Falcons try to gain the zone again. Player gets a puck in her feet. Now she turns back with it and puts it back to the blue line. From the blue line, they go D to D. And now from the blue line on the near side, it goes to the half wall. From the half wall, going to walk back out and into the slot. And they get into a shooting position. And they put it wide in the net. It comes out the near side. The Falcons defender steps up on the play, but the Ravens at the side of their own net, they shoot it out and down the ice. Falcons with it on their stick as the Ravens are on a change. They get it into the Ravens zone, and now a slap shot, but it's a tip from one of the Ravens defenders, and it goes well wide of the net. Play coming out as the Ravens carry it to the neutral zone. A couple of moves. Basket comes down on the near side. He chips it to the outside and it meets one of the Falcons defenders. Basket back checking as the Falcons work on their breakout. Now the Falcons work their way into the Ravens zone. They put it deep and give chase. And now the Ravens got control of it and put up the wall on the far side. Ravens battling, unable to get it past the blue line though. Now they do. And the Falcons are going to be the first ones back in their own zone. They go D to D. Now up off the wall and out into the neutral zone. From the neutral zone back into the Ravens end, there's a pass made forward. It hits the stick of one of the Ravens players halfway in, and they're going to wave off icing. Play hits a skate as Miguel gave chase, and now the puck goes over to the far side. In behind the Falcons net. Falcons pick it up now. They're going to take a good stick check from Wing, and she puts the puck back in down low. Miguel, and the puck goes back to the point for Miguel. And now she puts it in down low for Miguel, from David. Miguel puts it across into the blue paint. It bounces around there and now gets underneath the goaltender as Wing was able to get a shot off, and the goaltender makes a save. 9 minutes remaining in the first period. We're tied at 0. Puck is dropped, face off one, back to the blue line by Miguel. Now a shot from the blue line. It produces a big rebound, but the Ravens unable to get there. Miguel gives chase as the puck gets reversed by the Falcons defender. And now it goes out into the middle. Ravens unable to get a clean shot off as the puck bounced a little bit, and now it gets out to the Falcons blue line. Ravens step up on that. The Falcons get by them, work their way into the Ravens zone. Now working to a shooting position. A great poke check there by the Rangers defender, Macy, to take the puck off the stick of the Falcon forward. Now the play comes along the wall as the Falcons battling with the Ravens at the blue line. Now the Ravens get it out. Battle continues just on the near side of the blue line. Now onto a Falcon stick. It comes across the zone and back into the Ravens end. Back after it is Macy. She's going to pick that up and carry it behind her own net. Now Macy's going to opt to skate as she comes up the wall. She loses a handle on it in the neutral zone though. And now the play comes back into the Ravens end. The Ravens turn and clear it back into the neutral zone before it gets on the Falcon stick. And now the play goes back the other way though. The Ravens are going to go to the power play here though, as Falcons hit one of the Ravens players into the boards. And I think it's going to be 2 minutes for boarding with 7:41 remaining in the period. The Ravens go to the power play. Faceoff comes to the right side of the goaltender here in the Falcon zone. I'll take the faceoff is Miguel. She's got Hernandez and McDonald with her. Faceoff goes back to the point. Over to McDonald. McDonald up for Miguel. Miguel with a shot. That's blocked. It goes over to the blue line now more and puts it back in on Hernandez's stick. Hernandez works their way to the net. Shot right on. Saved by the goaltender. Now Hernandez doubles back. Gives it to Miguel. Miguel's going to work it down low. Miguel puts it back over to the near side for Hernandez. Hernandez back to the blue line. From the blue line on Morin's stick. Morin for Miguel. Sorry, for Hernandez. Hernandez for Miguel. Now back for Hernandez. She leaves that one for Morin. Morin goes across and now gets shipped into the near side. Ravens unable to pounce on that. Now Hernandez has it. She's going to drop it back for Morin again. Morin. She's going to feather towards the net. Miguel with a shot. That hits a body. Now he gets a quality shot on, saved by the goaltender. Sear with it on the far side. Sear walks the blue line. She drops it to Miguel. Miguel puts a shot towards the net. It's deflected almost right on. Just squeaked past the post. Now the play down into Miguel's ankle. She puts it back to the blue line. Moran walking in. She takes a shot right on. Saved by the goalie. Well done to that. You get a stoppage in play with 53 seconds remaining in the power play for the Richmond Ravens. Trying to take the face off for the Richmond Ravens. Puck is dropped. Tran wins that one cleanly back to her sister. She drops it back to the blue line. From the blue line, Macy tried to toe drag and she gets it pulled off her stick. And now the Falcons back the other way. Ravens goaltender Amadei with a glove save on a shorthanded attempt. And the clock is still running. They got a couple more seconds off of it, and then it stopped. So we have 6:13 remaining in the period. Up drop, face off one to the wall by the Falcons. They're just going to fire it deep and come around to the near side. Tran's the first one there, but it gets onto a Falcon stick and eats it on the wall. Ravens battle that one off, and now it's back into a Falcon stick down low. 23 seconds remaining in the power play. Shot by the Falcons towards the Ravens net. And now the Ravens are going to get control of it and carry it up ice. Ravens lose a handle on it. And now they shoot it out into the neutral zone where Tran picks it up. Tran carries it to the outside. Now she stops up. Tran having a hard time handling it there. Now it's onto the Falcon stick. They go over to the far side now off the glass and down the ice. They had to be careful there as the player was just coming out of the box. Macy's going to pick that up. She's going to put it into the Falcon player. And now the Ravens retreat back to help her out. Ravens with a couple of moves through their own zone, now into the neutral zone. Tran, she's got some speed coming to the outside. Now she tries to cut to the middle, and she gets stopped up by a good stick pick there by the Falcons. Ravens try to turn it back, get it into the feet of one of the advancing Falcon players, and now a battle is right in front of the bench. 5:03 remaining in the second period as the puck gets kicked around, now onto a Falcon stick, and it goes over to the wall on the far side. Falcons chip it off the wall into the neutral zone. The Ravens do the same, and now it's back in the Falcon zone, and the Ravens give chase. Hernandez strips the player of the puck, but can't get control of it herself. Now the Falcons get it back to the neutral zone. Ravens with a couple of moves through the neutral zone and a good pass there onto Hernandez's stick. Hernandez walking her way in a shot. She scores. Hernandez with a goal. Heads up play there as she just jumped on a broken play in the neutral zone and found the open ice. On her way in, she makes no mistake, and the play comes off the wall to Hernandez. Hernandez in the net. Ravens ahead by 1 with 4:27 remaining in the first. Puck is dropped. Face off won by the Falcons. Ravens, though, jump up on top of it. Now it's onto a Falcon stick, back onto a Ravens stick. Miguel fires it in. Miguel fired that in. Now it's in behind the net for Sear. Sear battles off a couple of players. Now she carries it to the side of the net. Drops it over for McDonald. McDonald, she tries to chip it back down low. Sear back from McDonald. It gets over top of her stick and into the corner. Now McDonald and Hernandez go to work. On the stick of the Falcons, they put it up the middle, and the Ravens get control of it. They get a first shot blocked. The second shot comes to the side of the net. McDonald tries to go backhand, and it comes over to the corner. Now she goes back to the point. From the point, Moran with a shot goes well wide of the net. Sorry, that was Nishi, and now the play comes up the far side. Stepping up on the play, the Ravens hold the play in as the body goes flying. But she loses her glove. The Ravens now stepping in from the wall with a shot right on, saved by the goaltender. As there was a bit of a collision at the blue line with a Falcon player trying to blow by one of the Ravens defenders, and she had none of it. We get a stoppage here as the faceoff's going to be the left side of the Falcon goaltender. Hernandez is out to take the faceoff. Face off won by the Ravens. It goes back to the blue line with walking the blue. Morin puts it for for Trans. Now from behind the net. It goes to the wall on the near side. Now out to the middle. Falcons coming up through the neutral zone. Ravens slow them up. Now the play is behind the Ravens net. From behind the net. There's a battle. It comes out the side, and now from the point, shot tipped wide of the net. Puck comes back to the blue line on the near side. Ravens make sure they get it out, and now they're going to go for a change on the far side. Basket gets a stick on it. Now it comes back in. Basket defends on her pass, and now it gets put back into the Raven zone behind the net. It's chipped up the wall back to the blue line. From the blue line, shot towards the net. Amade directs it to the corner as the play continues, and the Ravens chip it down ice. I think we're going to have icing on this one as the Ravens were trapped there. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the period. Ravens ahead by 1. Miguel takes a face-off, ends up on a Falcon stick. The Falcons are going to fire it in down low. Macy goes back in after it. Macy picks it up. She puts it back in. She reverses the play, looking to get it over on the near side, and now Miguel has it. Miguel gets it to the neutral zone before it gets turned back, and the Falcons try to carry it in. Falcons with it on their stick. Ravens now back to Miguel. She's going to gain center ice and fire it in. Wing in after. Play on the wall. Wing slows it down briefly before it gets back out to the neutral zone. Now it gets fired off Fernandez, picked up by the Tran. Tran's going to carry it to the outside. Tran backhands it into the middle. That's picked up though by the Falcons. Now Wing puts some pressure on. Wing unable to handle it cleanly as the Falcons carry it up ice. Now they pass it across the zone and work their way into the Ravens' end. The shot towards the net goes well wide. And now from behind the net, it comes up the near side. Tran with it. Tran with a chip. Now she's going to try and chase it down, but the defender for the Falcons gets there first. Falcons with it. Pass it up the wall, and now the Ravens step in. It goes back into the corner as the Falcons are going to pick it up and back in their own zone. Falcons try to break out again. This time they get it out through the neutral zone and into the Ravens' end. Ravens pick that up as there's a full-scale change. The Ravens have a little bit of room as Sear works her way up the outside. Now Sear with it. Tops up. Sear working her way to the net. She tries to shoot it on. It hits a skate and goes wide. Now the Ravens down low. McDonald has it. McDonald with a stick, meets a stick check. Now a couple of bodies. The play continues down low on the far side. Sear with it. Sear carries it out. She passes it to the middle. Now to the point. A shot wide of the net. McDonald from behind the net. He puts it back out to the point. Now the knuckle puck from the point bounces its way through the bodies and into the corner. Sear weaving her way back around. Couple of spin moves there. Comes back to her. Sear walks her way into a scoring position. She takes a shot. Puck is still loose. Puck still loose there now we get a whistle. As Sear walked her way in and put the puck on net with 4 seconds remaining in the period. The goaltender able to hold it out. The Ravens pull their goalie here with 4 seconds remaining to try and put a puck on net. And that'll do it for the first period. Coming out of the first period, shots on goal. 10-2 in favor of the Richmond Ravens.
Try over here. Have you tried it already over here?
Well, back to get ready to start the second period. Ravens ahead by 1. It's 1-0, and 20 minutes is on the clock. Holiday has found her net. Hernandez up, take the face off. She's got Sear, McDonald, Miguel, and Morin out there for the starting lineup here. Miguel, Hernandez won the face off over from Hernandez, and now Hernandez, or sorry, over to Miguel. Anyway, play comes back to the blue line. Gets tipped by the Ravens defender. Now 2-1 back the other way. Walking their way in. There's a pass across the zone, and it doesn't convert. Now back to the blue line. From the blue line, the Falcons take it to the D, or D to D, now down low on the far side. Sear battling for it, puck to the side of the net, now back out front. He gets chipped out of hands away into the corner as Miguel puts it over for Hernandez. Hernandez back to McDonald, now back to Sear on the near side. Sear reverses on the play. And now the puck comes to the side of the net. Drop block.